What's going on, everyone? On today's show, we'll talk... I'll fix my camera. On today's show, we'll talk all about yesterday's digital summer party. Also, a Street Fighter YouTuber made a video about my Street Fighter 6 gameplay, analyzing it, and it was pretty good. I want to talk about that. And also, the schedule has now been updated per yesterday's marathon, and we'll talk a little bit about that. All this and more on today's show, plus, hopefully it won't look like I'm on the surface of the sun. Be right back. Alright, first things first, let's fix this camera situation, shall we? If you're wondering why my camera is screwed up, it's because yesterday I did a very lengthy marathon starting at 10:45 a.m. And this marathon carried throughout the entirety of the day. It was my digital summer party. And during this event, many things happened. Alright, wow, there we go. Many things happened of various different excitement levels. And when that happened, I recorded a bunch of videos. Well, guess what? One of the videos corrupted. So in order to get to try to fix it or whatever, I had to restart my computer, and then that resets all my camera settings and everything. So give me a second here just to get this going. So, whoa. See, it's going crazy with the exposure. So if I unclick that, will that make sure it doesn't happen again? I think that gets rid of that. Okay, because the exposure's fine right now. No, wait. Oh, it's still... Okay, what is it doing? That's not autofocus. That's not auto zoom. Hold on. Go ahead, apply. Will it stop doing auto exposure? Hold on. Something is going wrong here with the camera. It's auto white balance. That's what it is. So let me fix this right now. That's exactly what it is. I'm going to say it should be around there. That's about right. Yeah, that's pretty accurate white balance right there. What's weird is that I very narrowly move it. And look at the change. I'm just narrowly moving it. Alright, we'll leave it around here. Kind of right. That looks pretty good, right? I think that looks pretty good. I don't know if I should leave auto exposure on or off. I'll leave it on for now. We'll see what happens. There we go. So apologies if the camera was messed up. You know, with the PC restart, basically all the settings get messed up and then I have to redo them. But I've forgotten that I had restarted yesterday. So what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. A nice messy beginning. Today is Monday, July 3rd, 2023. The aftermath of yesterday's digital summer party. All right, it was a great show, a great marathon yesterday. 10:45 a.m. it began, and it ended after 8 p.m. So it went really long, and man, we did everything that we had planned on doing, which was great. It's always good when, you know, all the things that you had on the agenda get done in the time frame that you're allotted. And I actually had a lot of fun with all of you. I really did. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Now, here's the thing. It took a long time to get all those videos up on my channels because that was like, you know, 9-10 hours of footage. And like I said, I had some issues with some corruption as well. But all the videos should be live. So let's talk what happened yesterday so you know exactly what went down and what you want to watch. So we started off with a level 1 podcast where I revealed my summertime garb. I was actually wearing a nice, like relaxing summertime loose shirt, button down. And people were like, you never wear that kind of clothes. I'm like, in reality, you're right. I actually used to wear that kind of clothes back in the day. But when I became a YouTuber, I was constantly just started wearing, you know, like gamer t-shirts and stuff. And this has become my attire pretty much every day whenever I'm working for the last 15 years. And people were like, whoa, well, we actually like how you look. Because I was wearing, you know, a different kind of shirt. I was wearing sunglasses. My hair was a little different. As you can see today, I actually did not brush down my hair with water. I just kind of brushed it with a hairbrush. So it's a little puffy. And people were like, whoa, like you look different. We like that. We like the fact that you changed your look a little bit for this event. And I was like, well, if you guys really like that, you know, every once in a while we can kind of alternate. And the thing is, like, I like that kind of clothing. It was loose and it was relaxing and aerated. And in fact, yesterday when I played Street Fighter 6, I didn't like sweat or have any issues. When I've been playing Street Fighter 6 for the last month, every single time I play that game, my blood pressure goes up and the adrenaline goes up when I'm playing it. And I end up being sweaty. Like, seriously, I'll finish playing like 2-3 hours of Street Fighter 6 and I'll be sweaty. I'll be like, ugh. You know, it's kind of gross. But wearing that shirt yesterday, that didn't happen. Because a different kind of, you know, shirt. It's more aerated. And I was like, this is super comfortable. So, since you guys liked that, perhaps in the future I will look towards maybe getting more of that kind of attire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need more of those shirts, you know, rather than just a gamer shirt like I wear every day. If you like that, then maybe I will look into getting more of those kind of stylish shirts for the streams. Especially because now the quality of the visuals is so much better. You can actually see what I'm wearing. You know, previously no one cared because it looked like I was a fuzzball in the corner of the screen. But as of this year, I upgraded my setup so much that now you can actually see what I look like, and you probably care about how I look, right? So, all right, fair enough. What I'll do is in the, you know, next couple of months as I head out with my wife and stuff, we'll go to a few clothing stores, discount clothing stores. That's actually where I got that shirt. It was a shirt that originally was sold at like a department store for like $80. There's like $79.99 price tag on it. I got it at a discount store for $15. So if I can get, you know, a few of those and put them into the rotation, you know, it won't be every day, but maybe I could alternate where I wear like t-shirts and then I could wear shirts like the button-down shirts and different things. So I look a little different every day. I'd be down for that. That's cool with me. And especially, you know, I appreciate the feedback because that's what I need. I need positive, constructive feedback, and people actually saying nice things is a rarity around here. So someone actually saying, hey, you looked good yesterday. I'd like you to continue to, you know, wear that kind of stuff. Sounds good to me. Good advice, good feedback. Thank you. And I'll look into it. Can't do it right now. I have one shirt like that. But maybe, you know, moving forward. You know, now that I think about it, I do have button-down shirts, but they're not like that one. Like, that was like a Hawaiian-style shirt. I do have other button-downs, but they're a little bit heavier. Like, they're for the fall. Like, long-sleeve button-downs. But maybe I could wear those on stream, too, for variety. I don't know. I'll think about it. All right? And by the way, now I'm wearing shorts for the season. Usually, I started wearing shorts in, like, April, May. But this year, I kind of held off. But now I've started wearing shorts. So I'll be wearing shorts here every day until the fall again. All right, so Level 1 podcast was pretty interesting. You know, our usual topics. We talked about what we were going to do during the marathon, and, you know, we had some Q&A and stuff like that. And I said that if, you know, I would take a shot of this bourbon whiskey every $100 contribution that I got during the stream. Interestingly enough, over the course of 2023, I've done maybe 4 or 5 marathons, okay? And every marathon that I've done, I think one marathon, it was gin. One marathon, it was tequila. And this one, it was bourbon whiskey, right? Kentucky style. And I said, if I get a big contribution, a $100 contribution of a tip or a super chat, I will actually take a shot of liquor. Now, why so much? Because I don't want to get sloshed. I have to do like an 8-9 hour marathon. I don't want to get drunk as shit and then not able to do it, right? So that's why. I mean, you know, it limits the amount that I'm going to do it. But what's funny is this was the first time that I had accepted super chats. Before yesterday, all of those events, I said only tips. And everyone was kind of giving me feedback. Listen, we get it. You need help with tips and stuff. But we like to contribute in other ways. And maybe you should have it so that if people do a super chat, because people want to do big super chats, but if it doesn't count, they're not going to do it. And I was like, okay, then. Forget it. You know, we won't do, or we'll just do everything. You know, if you want to do a super chat or a tip, whatever, I'll count it. We didn't get any super chats for that. So after all of that hoopla, like I'm serious, it was like 3-4 marathons this year where people kept saying, accept super chats for it. Okay, I will today. And then no one did the super chat. I'm like, so was it just a vocal minority of people complaining just for the sake of complaining? Probably it was, right? Anyway, all that being said, it was a great podcast, and then we jumped right into the gaming schedule update for 2023. Now, it was a lengthy segment. It was like 90 plus minutes, okay? We went through all of the gaming schedule for the rest of the year. And what we found is as follows. July and August are incredibly light for game releases. There's almost nothing concrete or very exciting going on. There's a few odds and ends here or there that are kind of maybe games for me, but there's nothing that's like a committed game that's super exciting. So what that means is that in the month of July, I can dedicate time to trying to finish up all the RPGs I'm playing. I can continue to dedicate a lot of time to Street Fighter 6, and we can implement some new things later on in the month. Once we wrap up games like Zelda and the story of Diablo 4, then we can maybe integrate other things? Do you want to see the return of Elden Ring, which people have been waiting for a couple of months and are kind of upset that it's on hold? Would you like to see me do more of the World Tour mode of Street Fighter 6, which I've only played once ever, 3 hours of, even though it's a lengthy mode, and when you play it, not only do you learn a lot about the game, but also there's funny stuff in it, and you unlock things for the game. You know, if I actually got my avatar character equipped with a bunch of abilities, I could take him online and try to play against other people's avatars, which would be absolutely hilarious in my opinion. So there you go. You know, I think that would be pretty neat. And so that's just a few examples. There's other things we could do as well. There's some new games and things we could interject in there. But essentially, this month is going to be pretty slow. Almost no new releases, and the few that are coming out, not a big deal. But the good thing is, later this month I have another special event planned, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to call it The Dark Side of Machinima. It's going to be all about my time with a partner company, Machinima, when they existed on YouTube before they went out of business three years ago, I think it was. They went out of business completely, something like that. Or was it 4? It was shortly after, basically, I split ties with them. It was like a year or two after. And it's going to be a special event. It's still in July. And then in August, I'm going to be celebrating my big 15-year anniversary as a content creator on the internet. And that's going to have several different special events over the course of the month into early September. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. So the schedule is live. It is the featured video on DSPGaming, and I'm planning on keeping it as the featured video for a bit. I want you guys to hopefully enjoy it and know exactly what I'm doing in the next, several months, 6 months of the rest of the year. There's some good stuff come September, October, November. Ooh, there's some good stuff. There's a really exciting fall gaming season this year that I'm pumped for, and I hope that you guys are too. And it looks good. Even December, in December you got games like Avatar, and there's actually a Christmas Grinch game that would be pretty cool to play around the holidays. So it's good stuff this year, all right? So anyway, after that, then we jumped into Street Fighter 6, and over the course of yesterday, I only played casual matches because I was drinking. I wasn't going to put all of my hard work over the course of June in jeopardy by playing ranked matches while tipsy and then throwing away all my ranked, victories. So I played casual play, but the good news is I returned to some characters that I hadn't used in a while. Like I did about an hour of Lily gameplay, and then I did an hour of E Honda gameplay. Not to say that I knew what the hell I was doing with E Honda, but the funny part was I was beating diamond ranked players. Figure that one out. Anyway, it was good gameplay, and then later on in the day, we had some time, and you guys wanted to see the return of Blanca. So I brought back Blanca and pretty much went on a tear. There was a few tougher matches there, but for the most part, again, it kept putting me against diamond players, and I was beating them up. So it was a pretty good amount of gameplay there. 3 hours of Street Fighter 6, and you guys loved it, and I loved it. And the thing is now, this is really cool. I'm feeling comfortable in Street Fighter 6. Do you know what that means? It means when you first start playing a game, a competitive game, and you don't feel like you know enough about that game, you don't feel comfortable. You start playing, you're nervous. You don't know where's your safe zone. You don't really know what to do in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? But once you play a fighting game or any competitive game a certain amount, now in your mind, you kind of feel, how can I say? You feel like you've played it enough that you know enough about it that you now feel comfortable in neutral. What does that mean? Neutral means you're just there standing doing nothing. But at any moment, if someone does something, you know what to do. If they jump at you, I know to do this. If they come straight for me, I know to do this. What's my game plan from neutral? What's my opening for an attack? I got to do this. And I'm starting to feel comfortable in Street Fighter 6 with that now. It took me a freaking month, all right? Why did it take me a month to feel comfortable playing Street Fighter 6? Because I haven't played competitive Street Fighter in over a decade. Like, the last time I actively tried to actually play well in Street Fighter was probably Super Street Fighter 4. Seriously. Like, it's been that long. When I was playing with Hakan and characters like that, that's the last time that I really cared about a competitive fighting game to the point where I wanted to do well. Outside of that, I've just been casually covering fighting games for the last 10 to 15 years. Games such as the Injustice series, the Mortal Kombat series, the Tekken series. Every once in a while, a different, fighting game thrown into the mix, like King of Fighters or whatever. But I have not really focused on fighting games or trying to learn them. It's more casually covering them when they launch, play them for a few sessions, and then by the end of the month, I'm done with it. In the case of Street Fighter 6, this has been the polar opposite. I've actually put in the time in the last month to learn the game mechanics, and now actually I'm starting to implement all of them in my gameplay, and that is now resulting in great results and good, good wins. And even when I lose, having good close sets with good players. And that's great because, I didn't know if I could do it. And it looks like I'm doing it, right? It's been a month and I'm actually doing well with multiple characters too. It's not just, only one character. I'm playing with a variety of characters and I'm doing pretty good with a lot of them. So this is excellent, and to be there yesterday and I'm drinking bourbon, but I'm playing this game. I'm feeling comfy in my zone. I'm like, I don't really worry too much about the matches. I kind of know what to do in certain situations. And I'm like, wow, that's different. I haven't felt that way in a fighting game in a long time. And it's exciting to feel that way again. Like right now, I feel like I could boot up Street Fighter 6 right now and just feel at home playing with any character, just messing around. I'd be good. And that's cool. Because before then, it was like, man, it's like stress to know what I'm doing and performance because I don't want to put out a stream where I lose 90% of the time. And now I'm just not really too worried about it. And that's a good thing. For sure. So anyway, 3 hours of Street Fighter 6 yesterday. In addition to that, food. Oh man, the food was great. All right. My wife made 4 different things. She made a summertime strawberry lemonade drink with a little bit of fizz to it, which I was drinking slowly over the course of the day. I had several cups of this. In addition, I had a dinner that consisted of homemade turkey chili on a turkey hot dog. So I had 2 chili cheese dogs and a side of ultra deluxe macaroni and cheese featuring jack cheese. So it was like a spicy cheese with some bacon bits and some jalapenos with a special pasta. Dude, it was so effing good. It's one of the best meals my wife ever made for us. And we both ate it and we absolutely loved it. And we have enough leftovers. We're eating it again tomorrow for dinner. Like, oh, this is excellent. Get to have leftovers, this amazing food, right? So it went really, really well. It was super duper good. And then at the end of the night, I had some peach cobbler as a dessert. Okay. So that was absolutely excellent. Now, those videos aren't live yet because I didn't want to bombard my React channel with a bunch of videos yet. So I've scheduled those out for later in the week and I'll explain that in a moment so people know what to expect where. All right. In addition, the other awesome thing that I did, was a tier maker. And this was a 90-minute long tier maker event where we ranked American fare cuisine, 50 different American dishes of food ranked. And it was a really fun tier maker to do. We had people who were arguing about my placement of the things, and I had to adjust them and stuff based on feedback. It went really, really well. It was also funny because some of the things, none of us could figure out what the hell they were. One of them, I swear, looked like baby duty on top of like a biscuit or something. I have no clue what it was supposed to be. But it was great. It was a great event. So that tier maker is live over on DSP Reacts. That's my sister channel where I put up that kind of content. And you can watch that now. It's actually the featured video. Hasn't been there for too long because here's the thing. I uploaded all these videos last night. Okay? And when I did, they all tried to upload at the same time simultaneously. So instead of saying, okay, this video went live, then this video, then live, then this video went live, what ended up happening was they all were uploading together and they all kind of went live almost at once last night. But it took a long time. Like, I started uploading around like 8 p.m. and they didn't even go live till like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. my time. So the videos haven't even been live for 12 hours yet. I hope you'll give them a look. So here's how I broke it down, okay? The Level 1 podcast from yesterday, the gaming schedule update video, and the Street Fighter 6 gameplay are all here live on DSP Gaming. In fact, I made that gaming schedule update the featured video of the channel so that people would be able to see it when they come to the channel and know what I'm going to be doing for the next 6 months or so. And I'm going to leave that featured for a while because there's really no new game playthroughs or anything coming out. So hopefully by leaving it as the featured video, people will check it out over the next few weeks and it'll get a good amount of views and people will be in the know about what's going on with me. Okay? The tier maker video is now live and the featured video over on DSP Reacts. And I plan on leaving that as the featured video for a little while. I think it was a great event and I hope people will give it a look. It's arguably one of my better, if not my best tier maker I've ever done. It was that much fun and that much involvement with the audience. So I hope you'll give that a look. The food vlogs are not live yet. There's 2 of them. I'm going to have them go live slowly over the course of the week. What I'm thinking is maybe I will have the dinner time vlog of the hot dogs and the mac and cheese go live actually on the 4th of July tomorrow, which is the Independence Day holiday here in the United States. I mean, American fare food, classic foods that you would eat on Independence Day, going live on Independence Day. Kind of makes sense. So I'll probably get that going overnight. And then probably Wednesday, I'll have the Peach Cobbler, and that's like the finale video of the marathon go live on DSP Reacts as well. So that's what I'm thinking, all right? I think it'll be good content for the channels, good variety. It's better to have more than less. And, you know, the DSP Reacts channel hasn't had a lot of content recently, so it's a good way to get more content for there. I am planning on doing a little bit of extra content for that channel moving forward. Like, I want to review the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I also want to review the Super Mario Brothers digital or 3D movie. And I also want to do some classic movies from my youth as like retro throwback reviews. You might be like, well, where are those reviews? Well, last week I was just so busy I didn't have a chance to do one. This week we already have extra content on the channel, so I don't want to go crazy. I'm thinking probably starting next week, I'll start releasing those reviews. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how much time I have to do it, but I'd like to start doing those next week. Okay, so it was yesterday's marathon. By the way, support was absolutely great. We had people coming out and super chatting and gifting memberships, and tips were amazing. Like, super duper good. Great event, and I got much positive feedback from it. People were like, they love that kind of event because there's no pressure. It was more relaxed. We got everything done that we had talked about that we wanted to do, and people just really enjoyed it, chilling with me all day long. You know, great positive vibes. If anything, what do you take out of that event? Well, now we got a gaming schedule done, which is excellent. You know, I know now I can play Street Fighter 6 comfortably. That's excellent. I know people want to see me look a little different on streams, and I'm going to try to implement that, so that's coming, you know, all these positive things. So that's great. It went really well. I couldn't have been happier with how the marathon went. I hope you will check out all the videos on demand when you get a chance. Cool. So now what we should do is talk about the actual gaming schedule coming up, or the schedule in general coming up, so you know what to expect in the next couple of weeks. We have another special event coming up this month that now we can start to plan and actually try to set a date for it, and I think we might do that this morning, all right? In addition, a Street Fighter player / Street Fighter, I should say, fighting game content creator on YouTube actually watched some of my Street Fighter 6 gameplay from like a week or two ago. It's a little dated. I think it was like in the month of June, okay, I played Street Fighter 6 18 different sessions, all right? I called it days. So I played it 18 different days, right? This person, I believe you say their name, is it Diaphone? I think that's how you say it. I don't know if it's Diaphone or Diaphone, but they watched my gameplay from like day 13 out of 18, and they actually made a big video kind of breaking down my gameplay for about 20 minutes and talking about the pros and cons, things that I did really well, things that I completely botched and could improve on. It was an incredibly positive video, and it's a rarity when I get anyone saying or even acting towards me in a positive way. It actually was a breath of fresh air to see. I don't know what it is. It's like Asmon Gold recently has been kind of nice to me, and now this, you know, Diaphone has been very nice to me. And I'm like, wow, is this a pattern that people are going to be nice to me rather than just trying to like exploit for personal gain? It's pretty interesting. You know, this person was nice, by the way. They had asked ahead of time if they could use my footage to do this project, and I was like, you don't really have to ask permission. Like, anyone who throws their videos out on YouTube, as long as you're using it under fair use terms, you can do it. But this person was so respectful to actually ask me ahead of time if they could do it, and I said, yeah, absolutely. And the final product is very good, like ridiculously good. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute and give you a little bit more information about it, because I'd like people to check it out. I feel like it's a very good video for people trying to learn Street Fighter 6, and for me too, about my gameplay and stuff. I agree with literally everything the guy said in the video, besides maybe giving me too much credit, because I think he thinks I'm better than I am, not knowing the perspective of where I'm coming from, right? But anyway, so we'll talk about that in a minute, but first, let's get to the schedule, shall we? So, let's talk about the schedule this week. So today, we're returning to the world of Final Fantasy 16. I haven't even played this game for like a friggin' week, right? And so now we're going back. What happened last time was we had done a dungeon, and we had a big revelation about who the icon Ifrit was being controlled by, and basically my character Clive unlocked a slew of new powers that we're now going to be implementing in the game, and then we ran out of time. So I literally didn't even get to use the new powers at all because we had no time to keep playing and try them out. So today we're continuing on with Final Fantasy 16 here on the first stream. 3 hours of progress. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited to try out the new powers, and you know, it's been a week since I played, so hopefully I can remember everything I'm doing here and not suck too hard. And also, let's be honest, Let's hope there's not 3 hours of cutscenes today. I'm okay with a few cutscenes, but man, let's please hope that the game keeps moving along in a positive fashion and it doesn't keep holding us up with all these freaking cutscenes, right? Cool. So, Final Fantasy 16 today, mainstream. Now, later tonight, on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it is 2 hours of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And last time around, we had just unlocked the 5th dungeon, which apparently is in Hyrule Castle. So we're actually in the midst of a mission where I guess what happens is at the end of the mission, you unlock the ability to create fast travel points, and you can travel to them whenever you want. And I was told this is critical for the end of the game because no one like one-shots the final boss, and if you don't, you would have to re-travel a long distance in order to actually get to the boss again. But if you make the fast travel point, now you can go right there, and it makes it easy. So I'm doing that, and then we're going to go to the 5th dungeon tonight and see what it's all about. I've heard the 5th dungeon is very lengthy, so we're probably not beating it tonight. But I'm excited to see how it goes. You know, as we're heading into the end game now, right? The final 2 dungeons in the finale. So, okay. Tomorrow, it's Street Fighter 6 again on the main gameplay stream. And I guess the question at this point is, what should I do? Should I play more with Ryu, who I used on Friday? Should I go back to a character like Zangief or Marisa or someone else who I now haven't played with in a little bit? Or do you really want to see me keep focusing in on the characters like Blanca, who you want to see me level up? I just hit Diamond with Blanca. Do you want to see me continue the journey and keep trying to rank him up? I'm curious, and I would like to hear your feedback on this. We have a major session, and, you know, when I don't know what to do during that session, it kind of leaves it open. I mean, I'd be happy to play more Blanca, but, man, I'm playing a lot of Blanca, and I don't want people to get bored only seeing me play Blanca. At the same time, I do realize I need to play with other characters to keep them at any kind of a level. And yesterday I played with Lily. That was pretty good. E-Honda, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but at least I had some casual play, so I'd say no Honda tomorrow probably. But, you know, I was thinking, again, you know, maybe Ryu again, because I was just starting to learn the character on Friday when I ran out of time. Or unless you just want to see me really do a push with Blanca again, which I would do. So give me your feedback. Let's see in the next 24 hours what you guys want. This will help determine what I do tomorrow on my Street Fighter stream, okay? And then tomorrow night will be Diablo 4 continuing on. We're actually in the midst of Act 5, and we had great progress in Act 5 the other day. We might even wrap up Act 5, you know, on Tuesday night. And if that's the case, all that's left in the story is Act 6. We're almost done with the game, so we'll see. All right? Now, yes, Grim Ripper, I got your email. Absolutely, I did. And I know that that's not really something that applies right now. It's basically something, Grim Ripper basically sent me an email, some suggestions on a build for later in the game when I have like all my abilities unlocked, and I appreciate that. Obviously, I can't apply it yet, but I got it. Sorry I didn't respond. I get a million emails a day, but I got it. Just so you know, Grim Ripper. Okay. So, here's the deal. I'm here on Wednesday, too. That's my final consecutive streaming day of the week. The question is, what do you want on Wednesday? Because we could do another session of Street Fighter 6, and listen, I'm totally down for that. I love the game, as you guys know. I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting better at it. If you want another session, and whether, again, it's Blanca or maybe I'll play some other characters, I'm down for that. Or do you want more Final Fantasy 16? Because here's the deal. If we don't play Final Fantasy 16 on Wednesday, that means I only played it once this whole week. Now, normally it wouldn't have been like this, but it really was the marathon yesterday that did kind of throw a monkey wrench into the plans for the week. Next week will be a normal week. We don't have anything crazy out of the norm going on next week. So a guarantee that we'll be playing 2 to 3 days of Final Fantasy 16 next week. Okay? So no worries there. But, you know, I guess the question is, what do you want? Do you want more Final Fantasy 16 on Wednesday, or would you like Street Fighter 6 on Wednesday? Let's think about that. And then Wednesday night, we're doing more Zelda as we head towards the end of the game, all right? And then Thursday, I'm off. Next week will be a balance. You know, Street Fighter Friday continues, so all day Friday will be Street Fighter 6 gameplay. Saturday's React Day, and then we have 4 more days, so it'll probably be Final Fantasy 2 days, and, you know, Street Fighter 2 days, and balancing the night streams, trying to finish up Diablo and Zelda. Once we finish Diablo and Zelda, that's when we begin the discussion of what's next. So here's the options, all right? Because we have many options of things that come next after I finish Diablo and Zelda, all right? Option 1, return to Elden Ring, which has now been on hiatus for about 2 months. Bring back the playthrough, start to get into the end game of the game. All right, the Magic build has been a great run, but it's now been on hiatus for a bit, so I'm wondering if you guys wanted to come back. That could happen. I'm down for that, okay? Number 2, Amnesia, the Bunker. This is a horror game that came out at the beginning of June, and exactly as I had predicted, no one talked about it, and it did not do very well because everyone was busy with Zelda, Street Fighter, Diablo, and then later on, Final Fantasy. It was such a crazy month for releases that people just completely forgot this game existed. Okay? Again, not shocking. I knew that would happen. But apparently it's a really good game. People who've played it said it's really fun and really good and really scary, and it's a Game Pass game. So I'm down for playing Amnesia and interjecting it in there and having variety, right? That would be a cool variety game, you know, having a horror game. Or, as I stated, we could play more of the World Tour mode of Street Fighter 6, which in reality feels like its own game. It's nothing like the main combat of the real game. It's a side-scroller beat-em-up style game with you know, ties to like the Yakuza franchise when it comes to its gameplay elements. You're leveling up your avatar. You're adding new gameplay elements like new special moves and stuff to your avatar, and it's really fun in that regard. So I really would like to play it. We just haven't had any time to play it at all, so we can start doing that. So that's a few options. There's other things as well that we could easily do once we start wrapping up these other games. So let's start thinking about that. Let's start talking about that. Now, when is the next special event that I'm going to do? Well, it's later on this month, and it's going to be on a weekend. It's going to be on a Sunday. And taking a look at the different Sundays in July, you know, we got the 9th, the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th, correct? Now, we just did a special event yesterday. Probably don't want to be doing another one soon. So I would say at the earliest, we should do this special event on Sunday, July 23rd. That's the earliest. Or we could also do it on Sunday, July 30th. So either one of those days is fine with me. I guess the question is, what would work better for you guys? And you might say, well, what is the event? Okay, so here it is. Thanks to JJNS, who came up with his name yesterday. It's superb. The Dark Side of Machinima. All right? I worked with this partner company, or MCN as they used to be called, on YouTube for over 6 years. This was the company that originally allowed me to monetize my gameplay videos on YouTube. If it weren't for Machinima, I never would have been able to be doing YouTube for a living. Because back in the day, when I became a partner in 2011, they didn't allow you to just monetize gameplay videos on YouTube. They were afraid that they weren't fair use, and therefore, all these gamers really had to find income from other ways. Well, all of a sudden, these partner networks stepped up and started, you know, making these contracts with prominent YouTubers like myself, and allowed us to monetize all of our videos. Meaning we went from overnight making $0 to thousands of dollars on our content. Okay? Machinima was a very interesting company. All right? Because at times when they were coherent and they were focused and they were present, they were an amazing company. They would provide opportunities for promotion, opportunities for travel and special events. They'd give you free stuff that you didn't have access to otherwise. And they were really good. And sometimes they would help you out a ton. If you had an issue or thing that was going on YouTube, man, they would freaking really go out of their way to try to help. And then there were other times during the history of this company where they were just atrociously bad. They didn't want to talk with you. They didn't want to have anyone who could help you with anything. They would have a program going on and you would want to continue with the program. Oh, we just discontinued that program. It's gone. Well, were you going to tell me? No, we don't, you know, what are you talking about? Well, we have no responsibility to say anything to you. But this is something that I've been doing for years. Oh, well. Right? It was pretty ridiculous. Like, seriously, that company went from high, low, high, low, high, low. Like, you want to talk about waves? I mean, this is how the company was. It was never steady. It was always like, whoa. And you never knew who someone you were talking with at the company was going to work there for more than 6 months. It was such a fluctuating, tumultuous thing. So I have a lot of history with Machinima, working with them as a partner. And the truth is, most major YouTubers who were with Machinima left. They had enough of Machinima's fluctuating state and didn't like that. So they wanted something that was more steady, more guaranteed. And they left Machinima and went on to other partner networks. I was one of the few people who stayed with Machinima from the very beginning, almost till their end. Like, I was the holdout for them. And then even they decided that they were out of their mind. They cut ties with me. It's just asinine. But the thing is, I'll tell you the whole story during this event, all right? But here's the thing. I have saved so many emails. I have saved so much correspondence between myself and Machinima from back in the day that just going through this, seriously, a serious email search. I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot all about that. I forgot about this situation. Here's how they reacted in that situation. Here's one of my actual contracts of how money used to be set up on YouTube. And guess what? Because Machinima doesn't exist anymore, there's no such thing as an NDA. No one can sue anyone for revealing any information because the company went out of business. They don't exist. You see? So I can talk about whatever the hell I want in this event because I'm free to do so. So what I'm planning on doing is actually sifting through all of my stuff that I have from these guys and finding some interesting stuff that people would want to know from my, actual experience directly with this company. So the event's going to be called The Dark Side of Machinima, all right? Now, what prompted this event? Well, the documentarian, June the King, who's been making all these awesome documentaries over the past couple of years, who I've reacted to a bunch of, just made a 50-minute documentary about Machinima. It went live on his channel like a week ago, and it got really good reception. People are liking it. And I'm like, I'm holding off because I really want to watch it. But I'm like, I'm going to hold off. Why would I watch it when I could watch it live with all of you and I can react to it live? So the whole point of this event is that I'm going to react live to the June the King documentary. I'm going to add all of my insight, all of my knowledge, all of my supplemental information from my over 6.5 years that I was with this company, all right, to let you know what it was like and show you some perspective on maybe completely elaborating on some of the things that he doesn't have a lot of stories on. I'll have a ton, who knows, right? But also, I want to add my own stuff. I probably have more stuff regarding the Machinima than most people. Because like I said, I was with them longer than almost anyone on the internet. And in addition to that, I have I have swag. I have like a freaking Machinima hoodie. I have a Machinima branded Xbox 360 and controller. All right? From a promotional campaign that, again, that I can talk about. So this is fun. This will be an interesting event. It'll be a long-form React event. It's going to be exclusively for DSP Reacts, all that content. So it'll be a series of videos I'll make for over there that'll give it some good, interesting, content rather than just my React show once a week. So it'll either be Sunday the 23rd or Sunday the 30th of July. When would you guys like it? Let's talk a little bit about that. When do you feel would be the best date for this event to happen? Okay, let's talk. All right, so The Dark Side of Machinima is coming. I'll start working on it soon, start sifting through all of these emails or whatever, and try to find information for all of you and, what I want to talk about. But we need to figure out exactly when. Should it be 3 weeks? Should it be a month? When do you want to see it? Let's figure that out, all right? I'm down for whatever, and I know that you guys will want to break up the content that I'm doing for variety, right? So there you go. Now, the only other thing that I have on the agenda right now, outside of the gaming schedule, which we went through yesterday, so be sure to watch the video. It's featured here on DSPGaming. In the month of August, I want to do pretty much an over-the-month celebration. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you may not realize this, but I have been making videos for YouTube for 15 years. My original video was actually 2007, and it was me going to a tournament, Midwest Championships, in Illinois. And then I started consistently making gameplay videos in the fall of 2008. So it is my 15-year anniversary. And it's been a wild ride, let me tell you. Ups, downs, and I'm actually very happy now with the content that I'm putting out. I feel like most of the nonsense and drama outside of my streams is just that. It has nothing to do with me. I don't create this drama. This is just shit that idiots do. And I'm just happy, putting out the content I'm making now. I feel like I'm in a better place, really. And what I'd like to do is go down memory lane with all of you. I'd like to do several retro events to celebrate my 15 years as a creator. A retrospective event where you guys will likely be nominating your favorite moments from over my 15 years as a content creator for us to watch back together, okay? I also want to do a special Project 7 retrospective event where we go back and we watch that whole series, but while we're watching it, I can now add new frame of reference because last year we watched the John and Howard video about me that basically, really talked shit about me for a couple of hours. And by going through Project 7 again with this new perspective, we can actually figure out what was actually going on with this show, because it's kind of interesting to see it now with all this additional new information, right? In addition to that, I'm planning on doing a special tier maker event where we're going to rank all the games that I have said were either Game of the Year or runner-up for the last 10 plus years. We're going to see how did the games that I liked the most hold up over the years. Are some of them still held in ridiculously high regard, and did a lot of them age poorly, right? So that'll be very interesting to do. And see kind of like what, in my opinion, was the ultimate game from the last decade or so, right? In addition to that, we're going to likely be doing some retro playthrough stuff. So, for example, when I first started on YouTube, I wasn't doing full playthroughs. I was doing little snippets. Games such as Saints Row 2, Fable 2, Mercenaries 2, the original Assassin's Creed, one that I had played during that time frame but didn't do videos of, but talked about a lot, the original game. Also, my original game that I ever played, Star Wars The Force Unleashed. That was the one that I never did a full playthrough of, right? All kinds of stuff. In addition to that, we've also got those retro playthroughs from back in the day. For example, Final Fantasy 13, Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire. You know, those playthroughs that are lost to the internet and don't exist anywhere, but I have them on hard drives. We can finally figure out what to do with those, and as a celebration of my 15 years as a creator, figure out where I want to put those on the internet. Do I want to have them on the channel here? Do I want to rebrand another channel as a retro channel and put the retro playthroughs up there? We can figure all this out together, okay? So August is going to be a fun throwback retro month where we're going to be enjoying so much stuff from the past and just celebrating 15 years of content creation together. I think it's going to be a great month with a lot of retro vibes. Now, before someone says something, it is true, officially my 15-year anniversary is September. It was actually September 2008 where I uploaded that first gameplay video of Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Star Destroyer gameplay sucks. I remember it, okay? Now, the reason we're not doing the 15-year anniversary in September is because there's too many new releases starting in September. Starfield starts on September 6th, and after that, like every week, there's new release after new release. I don't want to be tied up doing retro anniversary stuff when there's new games out. So we're going to do it along the course of August into early September and have it done by the time that Starfield comes out. Okay? So that is our plans for the summer. We've got a fun month here of Street Fighter and RPGs and the new stuff coming in once I wrap up with some of those games. We've got a fun Dark Side of Machinima event coming up later on this month. And then next month, we've got retro stuff to celebrate my 15 years as a content creator. And then we got new releases starting in September. So this sounds like a great schedule and a great agenda, does it not? I hope you think so. I'm really enjoying the content, all right? All right. On to the next topic of today's podcast. Let's talk about this YouTuber. Again, I believe their name is Diaphone. Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Diaphony because I thought it sounded like a Greek god or something. And I thought, oh, maybe it's a reference to something in Greek culture. But apparently, no. People are saying it's like Diaphone. That's how you say the person's name. I've never heard it pronounced. So I don't know if that's how you say it or not. So it was weird because it was like, I'd say it was like a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago, maybe. They'd come onto my stream and I think they had done like a super chat or a tip. I can't remember. And they had asked, hey, could I use some of your gameplay here of Street Fighter 6 to make a video for my channel and kind of outline, you know, what you're doing in your videos and analyze it for my audience? And I was like, well, first of all, thanks for the contribution and thanks for asking. That was so nice of you because most people wouldn't do that. Most people would just go ahead and just take the content and do whatever they want with it and never say a word, right? This was actually a person who was very nice and went out of their way to ask for permission, even though they didn't technically have to. And I said, yeah, you know, you're free to do whatever you want with my video content I'm putting out there on the internet. You know, you're free to kind of do whatever. So they went ahead and what they did is they took two different, like matches or sets that I did. One was Marisa, but it was only, I think it was only the second time that I had played with Marisa. So I didn't really know everything about the character. I was just kind of learning the character at that point. And then the other one was Blanca, who I knew more of, but at that time I wasn't really doing great dash cancels or anything with Blanca. I was just doing very basic gameplay. You know, this was before I implemented all those dash cancels and things into my gameplay like I'm doing now. So, like I said, I think it was like day 13. So if you actually go back, you know, into my days here that I've played Street Fighter, I can tell you exactly when this was from. Hold on. Because it was a while ago. Like I said, it was like at least 2 weeks ago. It was older gameplay. It wasn't the stuff from recent. You see, day 14. All right, so day 13 was... June... I can't read the date. 19th. June 19th. Yeah, so it was over 2 weeks ago. It was, you know, half a month ago. It was only 2 weeks into me playing Street Fighter 6. So I was getting better, but I wasn't nearly as good as I am now. I was nowhere near like a diamond rank or anything like that. I was really just learning the basics still, where I was getting, again, like I said, I was getting comfortable with the game. Now I actually do feel comfortable with the game, but I certainly did not feel comfortable with the game, you know, at that point. I still felt like I was adjusting and learning, okay? So, he analyzed these two matchups, or one with Marisa and one with Blanca, and he had a lot of interesting things to say. First of all, what's funny is he, you know, from his perspective, he keeps complimenting me. And the funny part is, like, when he compliments me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I kind of disagree. Like, some of the stuff he's saying, like, oh, he did good neutral here. And I'm like, did I? I don't know if I did. You know, I don't know if it was just me just kind of standing around not knowing what to do versus actually playing a patient neutral game, right? I think what it is a lot of people just give credit because they think, oh, he's doing something good. Just because I did it good doesn't mean I intended to do it well. You know what I'm saying? Especially 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I wasn't feeling comfortable in the game yet. I was just kind of like flubbing it. And, for example, I'm playing with Marisa. And he's like, okay, he's really good neutral here. Oh, no, the opponent jumped on him and he didn't anti-air. He definitely should have anti-aired there. It would have kept the opponent back. And I'm watching the video and I'm looking in my own head and I'm thinking, well, he's right. I agree. The thing is, why didn't I anti-air? Because I don't even know what to do. Like, Marisa has multiple anti-airs. You could do low fierce punch. You could do her light uppercuts, right? You could do meter burn uppercuts. And I'm like, I don't even know what's the right anti-air to do in a situation. I really don't. Because I'm learning the game and I really haven't used certain characters too often. Like Marisa, I've only used like maybe twice. And I did good each time I played with her. But I didn't really learn any of these optimal setups or options yet to what to do with these characters. So I'm like, so the reason I didn't do anti-air is because I actually didn't know what to do. It wasn't because, oh, my reaction was slow or, you know, I'm ignorant, you know. But the thing is, and this is what I think this person didn't understand, I've been out of the fighting game loop for over 10 years. Like, I play the games casually. I play through their story modes. I play through offline gameplay. I go online. I play with a variety of characters for like a month, and then I drop it. And then I never go back to it, right? Street Fighter V, I really tried in the beginning. I hated the game, and I dropped it after a couple of months. I never went back. And this is a whole generation of gamers who played Street Fighter V and have all of that gameplay and all that under their belt. You know, it's like they have fundamentals. I don't, because they've been playing. I mean, to me, a lot of these mechanics and things in Street Fighter 6 are very foreign. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to take me a long time to adjust to playing a modern version of Street Fighter. What's carrying me in Street Fighter 6 is my fundamentals of old school Street Fighter, but a lot of those fundamentals don't apply anymore because of things like dash canceling. It just kind of neutralizes a lot of those things that used to be really good in old school fighting games. So I need to adjust to that. All right? So a lot of the points that Diaphone makes are very valid. For example, he says, I need to be parrying a lot more. I'm not parrying enough. A lot of situations, parry gets you out of a lot of bad situations. He's absolutely right. In fact, my parrying game is terrible in Street Fighter 6 because I'm used to parrying by tapping the joystick. I used to play Street Fighter 3, and in Street Fighter 3 you would tap. And the thing is, when you're tapping a joystick, think of it this way. In Street Fighter 3, you're walking forward. All of a sudden, someone throws out a move. Oh, on reaction, tap forward. You parried it. Now you can counterattack. In Street Fighter 6, you're walking forward, and then someone throws out a move to parry. You have to stop what you're doing and consciously press the light punch and medium punch and medium kick together. And then you have to recognize, is this a perfect parry timing so I could perfectly parry it and do a counter move? Or is it just, I timed it off, but I have to hold the buttons down now to absorb a bunch of hits? Like, it's actually way more complicated in Street Fighter 6 than it is in Street Fighter 3. Like, it's doubly more complicated than it ever was, in my opinion. And it's more of an active decision. In Street Fighter 3, you can fish for guesses Like, you could jump at someone in Street Fighter 3, and if they try to do a move on reaction, just parry it quick. In this game, it's like you need to intentionally know kind of something's coming and be ready to parry it because of the nature of the way the parry works, you see? So, and I don't have that. I don't have that knowledge. I don't have that awareness yet. My reactions in a lot of cases are sluggish in this game, and I know that. I've been out of fighting games for so long that I'm slow to react to many things that I know will in time improve, but now they're just not very good. So, parrying, absolutely I need to integrate parry more into my moveset. One thing that he says that I do a lot that's bad is I do what's called drive countering. So when someone attacks you in this game and you're blocking, you can press forward in the 2 heavy attacks and you interrupt your block with, I call it a reversal. I think it's called drive reversal, actually. So this originated back in the Street Fighter Alpha series. Back in the Street Fighter Alpha series, if someone was kind of rushing you down and keeps hitting you, you could interrupt their rush down by doing what's called an alpha counter. It would be like a quarter circle from back to down and then 2 punches, and you could interrupt, boom, it would freeze the game, and you hit them, and would knock them away and interrupt what they were doing so you can get out of that situation. Now, it uses a lot of your super bar, but it was a very effective maneuver, all right? And then there were similar things you could do in other fighting games, things like push blocking and stuff like that in the Versus series to get people who are rushing you down off of you. So drive reversal is very, very useful in the game in certain situations. If someone is doing, for example, what's called the drive rush, which is the green move that you see in the game tons. Everyone has it, where they're using their super meter to increase the speed of their move and dash across the screen and do a combo, or fish for a combo, basically. You could stop that right away with drive counter, shut them right down, and it wasted their meter. You see, it's a really good way to do it. But I'm doing drive counter way too much. Like, people are jumping on me, and I block once, and immediately I do drive counter. So if they didn't commit to another attack after the jump in, I get blocked, and now I just get completely destroyed. A whole counter combo and everything. So the thing is, in my mind, I don't like people being in my face in fighting games. I don't. I hate it when people are rushing me down, and they're in my face constantly. It drives me nuts. And I want them off my face. I want to go back to neutral so that I can get my game going again. But I need to get them off me. So what does my brain say? It says, do the move, do the counter, do the move. And I do it all the time, and it's a bad move. It's absolutely right. Whenever someone jumps in, all I should do is block for a while and get ready, because if they mix me up, I got to block the high-low mix-up and get ready to break a throw. Or one thing that Diaphone suggested is parry. Just parry this stuff. It's much safer in this game to parry those kind of hit strings. I'm like, he's right. And that's what I need to start doing. Instead of when they jump in, start parrying. Instead of when they jump in, start mashing drive reversal like an idiot. Start parrying instead. That's absolutely great advice. Another thing that he suggested is to not get tilted. And he's absolutely right. If you haven't noticed, over the course of June, as I played Street Fighter 6, a lot of the times, if something was beating me consistently over and over, and if I couldn't figure out a solution on how to beat that strategy on the fly, I would absolutely lose my cool. And I would start swearing at the game, and I would start swearing at the game mechanics, and I would, say, this player just used the same thing over and over. It's not skill. And, listen, it's criticism of the game, but at the same time, it's because I'm heated in the moment as well. And I'm aware of that, because then when I calm down, then I'll admit, yeah, it's me. It's me not knowing the game, not having the time into the game yet, not having the muscle memory to execute my combos and I drop them, not having the awareness of what's going on in the game and knowing how to beat a certain strategy. Doesn't mean the strategy is invalid. It just means that the strategy is easy to do, and I need to find a way around the easy to do strategy, right? And that's the thing. Me coming back from not playing fighting games for over a decade, it's very tough. It is. It's tough because I'm older. My reactions are slower now. I'm not actively playing this game outside of online. I have not played a single match of offline Street Fighter 6, nor do I have any plans to. It's going to be all online gameplay for me. So, I'm not putting in actively the amount of practice that a lot of other people are. And, I want to learn and I want to get better. And it's frustrating when you're playing a set and you feel like you got beaten by the same thing over and over and you have no idea how to beat it or how to get around it. It gets very frustrating for me, and I get heated, and I get excited, and I think that's some of the appeal. A lot of people like to see me rage out, right? They like to see that. Let's see Phil rage out. Let's see him freak out on stream or whatever, and that's fine. You're like that if you like it, right? It's part of the appeal to my content over the years, but the thing is, I am improving and getting better. Like, am I still getting agitated every time I play Street Fighter? Yeah, but it's getting better, and I think that's something, again, as I start to feel more comfortable, right? When I start to feel more safe and at home in Street Fighter 6, naturally what's going to happen is that's going to dissipate and start to go away and melt away. And instead, when I get beat by something, I'm like, all right, well, you got me with that strategy again. Like, for example, yesterday, when I was playing with Blanca, I was playing a Jamie, and the Jamie for an entire round just kept dash canceling and doing this one hit string, and it literally interrupted everything I did with Blanca. It just hit counter hit, and I'm like, jeez. But I didn't freak out. Instead, I was like, well, yeah, it looks like he's pretty effective with that. Let's find a way around it. And in the next round, I did find a way around it, and I beat the guy. So that's the mentality. If you can maintain a mentality of, you know, cool your jets. Yeah, you're upset in the moment, but don't let that now roll into every match coming forward. And that's happened. There's been sets here where I've been playing, and I lose 1 or 2 matches straight, get the same strategy, and I get so angry, and I just can't concentrate. I'm trying to play, and now I'm dropping my combo, and now I'm doing everything poorly. Bad decision after bad decision. I'm getting so upset. And then I'm taking my joystick and I throw it into my TV. I destroy the TV, and I take out a samurai sword and I start chopping up everything in the office. All right, so that doesn't happen. But the point is, like, it might as well, because when you're so heated, you have so much adrenaline pumping, and you're so upset about what's going on. That's what's going to happen. Is you're just going to throw away everything you're doing, right? So, yeah, this Diaphone dude, all the criticism he gave me, completely valid stuff. That's just some of the stuff he said. It's a 20-minute video. I strongly urge you, go over to their channel. It's spelled Diaphone. Check out their channel, check out the video. I really enjoyed it because this is good advice that I can use. Another thing he said, I got to start using drive rush more. And he's right. Why am I not using the dash cancel or drive rush? Not dash canceling, but drive rush from neutral to do attacks. I almost never do. What I do is I dash cancel. I'll do a hit, and if it gets blocked, I'll dash cancel out of it and do a mix-up. But I could easily be doing drive rushing from mid-screen, and drive rush adds so many advantages to doing a drive rush move in this game, and I'm not using that right now, and I absolutely should be using it. So, just great advice. Overall, like, that video will absolutely help my game, and I appreciate that he did that. I don't know why he did it. Maybe just because of my name recognition, because people are going to laugh at, oh, it's Dark Sagefield. But I hope he got something good out of it, and it will help me. And I left a comment on his video last night after watching it, complimenting him, thanking him, telling him my perspective of someone who's coming out of essentially competitive retirement to try to play a game for the first time in 10 years, and, basically giving him permission, saying, hey, you want to do anything on my content, a Street Fighter 6, go for it. And what I suggested, I said, I would love advice on characters like Zangief or Ryu, who I'd really like to get better with, but I know I'm not very good with. That I would definitely like more advice on. And of course, I urged him, I said, why not check out some of my more recent Blanca gameplay, where I've actually improved with the character, and I feel like I'm doing much better. But there's probably tons of room for improvement there, too, that maybe he could apply. So, anyway, great video. Hope you'll check out his channel, and, that was awesome of him to do that video. Really, it was really well done. So, there you go. Okay. Alright, guys, that's it. That's what I got to talk about today. So, let's do shout-outs. We start off today on the YouTube side of things with Brad, who did a super chat and says, Diaphone's a cool guy. I know it's not your passion, but you'll always have a spot in the FGC. The old guard may cling to their silly grudge. Lots of new talent is eager to teach and to learn. Now, here's the thing. All right, you say the old guard clings to their silly grudge. What I found is that the old guard, a lot of them aren't prominent anymore. Like, people back in the day who really didn't like me, is anyone really talking about those people in the fighting game community anymore? No, what's happening, there's a whole new guard that have come up since the prominence of Street Fighter V. The problem is, I wasn't involved. I hated Street Fighter V. I outright told everyone how much I hated Street Fighter V, and I didn't want to play it. And what happened was, it became the meme to just say, Darkside Phil did nothing. He never did anything prominent whatsoever in any fighting game at all. Even though there's documented evidence of me placing EVO and winning EVO qualifiers the year when I won like 4 different EVO qualifiers, which was crazy. Everywhere I went, I was winning in Super Turbo. The fact that I was a tournament organizer who ran the East Coast Championships, who ran other regional events and things, but all that gets erased, and Phil just becomes a meme on the internet just because he's not actively playing fighting games anymore. Oh, I see. So how soon we forget, someone who for 10 plus years dedicated all time, my free time to the community, but that doesn't count for anything now because you're a bunch of internet memesters, and it's funny now to do that shit, right? Like I said, last year, I'm on Twitter, and randomly I came across someone who posted up a picture of their home arcade, And I thought that the home arcade looked pretty impressive. So I responded to it and I said, you know, when I was younger, this is exactly the kind of arcade that I wanted. Literally, this is what I wanted in my house because I was a prominent Street Fighter player and I would have loved to have several cabinets and things like this. But then as I got older, you know, I now find that I'm not interested in this anymore, you know. And now people who really aren't even major prominent fighting game players have this stuff common in their house. They have game rooms and shit, right? So I make this post and somehow the person takes it as like I was being offensive to them, even though literally I said nothing offensive in the tweet. And they insult me. Haha, well, look, I can run PS1 Super Turbo on the cabinet. That bullshit version that you placed in. Haha, the last time you were prominent. And I'm reading, I'm like, what? Why is so fucked up about these people? Right? Again, oh, let me take the opportunity to do an internet meme and make a joke and insult Phil, who literally did not insult the person. He's just going to do it. Like, why would you do that? And that's the sad fact is, that's like a lot of the modern FGC, where they're so up their own butts about clout and shit, that this is what they do. Oh, any chance that I can take a shot at someone, any chance that I can cause drama, every chance that I can punch someone for no reason, I'll take it. Now I got likes on my fucking tweet. What a fucking loser, right? To actually act like that is so immature. And why do you think that people make fun of the FGC? Because of behavior like that. Because people are so not welcoming, and instead they're dickheads to people. Well, guess what? People are going to call you fucking dickheads when you act like that. And that was really unprofessional and really messed up that the person did that to someone like me, who I'm not even trying to be a part of the FGC. I'm literally just making an offhand comment about how this is an arcade I would have loved to have in my home back in the day, but now I've changed and I don't really want that anymore. Oh, that's an insult. Let's punch Phil, right? But that's what I mean. I feel like that's what's happened in the last since Street Fighter 4 and since esports. Since esports became a part of the Street Fighter community, right? Basically what's happened is now it's all about clout. It really is. It's about clout and getting internet clout. So now you hope you get signed. Now you hope you make big money. Now you hope that you can win the tournaments. And now you made it big. None of that shit existed back when I played Street Fighter. None. It was just for the love of the game and for bragging rights online. Like anyone cared who the hell was the best at Street Fighter when there was no money in it, right? It was just for fun. And it just drives me nuts to see how Street Fighter has changed. And now it's all about, it's a big corporate thing and everything. It's like, what the fuck, man? You know? So that's what I mean. Like, I don't really feel that today there's a big grudge against me in the FGC because of shit that happened back in the day. I think what's happened is there's just a young people who just believe I'm just some internet meme. They don't want to actually go back and realize I'm actually was good at Street Fighter at one point. I mean, I'm not anymore, but I was. And to erase that is incredibly disrespectful to the past in general. You know, it happened. You can't just ignore the past and act like it didn't happen just for the sake of getting a laugh. You know, what the fuck is wrong with you? And that's how people treat me. Like, oh, his legacy on YouTube means nothing. 15 years of content creation. Oh, it's just piss in a bucket. It means nothing. Oh, he used to be a fucking Street Fighter player. Fuck him. He only played PS1 Super Turbo, which is, you know, completely untrue. But this is how people act. That's honestly what turns me off from wanting to engage with the modern FGC. That kind of attitude, that kind of behavior. And then you get someone like Diaphone, who's actually a really nice guy to me. And I'm like, what happened? I don't know. But it was nice. It was a breath of fresh air. Thank you, Brad, for the super chat. Bloom Kit. See, Sweetie Pie just said in my chat, you're playing Street Fighter 6 good, though. Dude, can I be 1,000,000% transparent with you? I don't feel like I'm good at fighting games. I don't think I ever will. You know what I mean? Like, I think those days are gone. They're like in my heyday from back in the day. I don't even think that if I like practice tons that I would ever get great at fighting games again. And it's kind of like, I know it sounds like a defeatist attitude, but it's just kind of what's happened. As I've gotten older, I've kind of accepted that my competitive days are behind me. That I'm never going to get to a state where I'm prominent or I'm beating good people or I'm hanging with anyone. And quite frankly, where I'm ever going to get any kind of respect. I don't think I will ever get respect for fighting games ever again. I don't think so. Even if I was, you know, fucking master level, I think people would be like, oh, it's a fluke. Oh, you know, because I'm so used to it. My whole career of playing Street Fighter, I was told, you're the fluke. You didn't really do anything. But I did. Here's the evidence. Nah, it didn't happen. Erased. You know, so it's just kind of this feeling I have in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I'll ever get respect. I don't think anyone will ever really care. And you know what? Again, I'm okay with that. Because at least if I'm putting out content that you guys like, if I'm enjoying my time in Street Fighter 6, then that's all that matters. It's not about, I need to be a top level player, I need to win a tournament, I need to get internet clout. It's about just having a good time and sharing that with people across the world. That's what it's always been about for me. So as long as we're all enjoying Street Fighter 6 together, then my job is done. All right? I'm not looking to be some guy who's getting his butt kissed, who's going to be prominent, and people are going to say, oh, look at Darkside Phil online. Oh, that's amazing gameplay. No, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Even if I get good. And again, like, I don't even have that mentality in my head that I'm going to be good at the game. I'm just trying to play it and hang and enjoy it again. Because it's been so long since I've been able to enjoy fighting games at a competitive level. So, there you go. Bloom Kid did a super chat and says, you should upload the full stream from your event yesterday for members. I missed it because of work. I really want to watch it. Well, most of it's live already. The vast majority of it is live. The only thing that isn't live right now is the 2 food vlogs, and those are going to go live later in the week on DSP Reacts, but all the content is live. The Street Fighter, the Level 1 podcast, the game schedule update, the tier maker, all live. Just the food is the last thing, so that's coming, okay? Thank you, Balloon Kid, for the super chat. And Mango Ice Cream Kitty re-upped their membership. Thank you to Mango Ice Cream Kitty for re-upping your membership here today. Looks like we have one tip to shout out. Carliga. All right, Carliga tipped me $5.16. That's a weird amount, but thank you, Carliga. Let's get to animation, and he has a few things he's saying about Street Fighter. So let's go ahead. And get him up on the leaderboard here. Okay. Alright, Curliga says the following. Number 1, try keeping new Street Fighter 6 characters only for Fridays when you can play double Street Fighter sessions. Rotate the old ones randomly on daytime streams. Okay, interesting advice. Good suggestion. Number 2, I would love to see a day stream of Amnesia, but if you feel it's too busy right now to waste the day slots, please delay it for Halloween instead. I don't know if I want to play it around Halloween. On Halloween, are you aware? On Halloween, listen to this. We got Alan Wake 2, right? And there's another one, too. There's 2 horror games coming out around Halloween. I forgot what the other one is. There's 2. So we already have, like, a double dose of horror around Halloween. I don't know if we want to save another horror game for Halloween. Plus, I actually feel like a horror game would break stuff up right now for variety. Number 3. Lastly, overwrite the DSP React on the 29th, the Saturday, to keep Sunday empty for games. Huh? Lastly, overwrite the DSP Reacts on the 29th of the Saturday to keep this... Oh! He's suggesting that with my upcoming The Dark Side of Machinima event, which we're trying to figure out what day I should do it, right? He's saying, don't do the React event, the DSP versus the internet event on the 29th. I can't. Like, here's the deal. Excuse me. Right now on DSP Reacts, what is the most consistent thing on that channel? DSP versus the internet. What is the thing that likely most people who are channel members on that channel remain members for? Nominating videos for DSP versus the internet. You get it? Now, I get it. It's not the most popular show. It doesn't get ridiculous amounts of views, but it's actually bringing in a decent amount of support with memberships. If I were to say, oh, I'm going to skip DSP versus the internet this week, right? Those members would feel like they got cheated. Like, imagine if you're an Ultra member and you were told you're going to get 4 weeks where you get to get your videos watched, and now I abolished a week. I just erased it, right? Well, then I didn't live up to my half of the bargain. I lied. I took your money for a membership, and then I didn't give you what I promised you in return, correct? If you're a standard member, you have a random chance in a randomized playlist to get your video watched, but you still have that chance 4 times a month. If I take away one of those chances, again, I've kind of lied, right? So, you know, the way I see it, I would not want to over-promise and under-deliver. And I certainly would not want to have people becoming members of that channel who are, quite frankly, a huge support. I mean, on that channel, there's 2 ways I make money. Memberships And contributions during the streams, any revenue I get as ad revenue is very minuscule, all right? Especially compared to like DSP Gaming, where the vast majority of my content is monetized. On DSP Reacts, almost all the content is not monetized. It's all claimed by other companies, and therefore I make nothing on those videos. So if I get a major reduction in members, I'm screwed essentially. So I can't forego having DSP versus the internet. Simply put, it just has to happen, all right? We could move the day, but it has to happen once a week, or else I'm lying to those who became members, you see? So, no, I'm not going to change that. I appreciate the suggestion, but no, what we're going to have is that Saturday, one Saturday will be DSP versus the internet, and the next day will be the long-form React event about Machinima. We're not going to cancel the React show, because that is really the major level of support that I get on that channel, you know? That is how it is. Okay, so folks, great podcast so far. We have a little bit of extra time. Would you guys like to ask some questions and have a little bit of Q&A since we have the extra time, right? All right. Jada says, I'm here today. I feel 99%. I'd love to see Jasper and the Wolf. P.S. Amnesia is cool to me. I love horror games. Yeah, Jasper was here earlier, and then when I started the show, he left. I don't know where he went. He's available to come in if he wants. Let's see where he is. I believe he's downstairs, so Jasper's behaviors change several times a year, usually for like a seasonal shift. And as you know, it just became summer here, so now we have the air conditioners on pumping like every day for the last week. And since we started doing this, his behaviors have changed again. Now he's using his cat tree at the back door of the house all the time. And when he's in the cat tree, he's always looking at like the wildlife, because out there we put some peanuts every day, and we get all kinds of cool birds that come by. We've got wild squirrels that come by every day to eat the nuts. And when they do that, he loves it. He just likes watching them, and he jumps and he like pounds on the freaking door and everything, because, you know, he loves seeing the wildlife. So also he started napping in the cat tree, which he hasn't done in like, I'm not kidding, like 2 years. And all of a sudden this week he started sleeping in the cat tree again. So I just walked up to the stairwell and I heard his bell jingle. He's down there. He's probably watching the wildlife. He's sleeping in the cat tree. He might be up here. You know, if he feels like it, he's available. The door's open today if he wants to come in. But that's on him if he feels like coming in or not. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Oh, absolutely. Floppo Pablo says, did you tell Kat how much we loved the food? She did a great job. Of course. And she's blown away because she didn't think the food was going to turn out that well. And literally everything she made yesterday was amazing. The drink, the freaking chili is the best chili she's ever made. That mac and cheese was absolutely amazingly outstanding. And then the freaking cobbler too. Like the cobbler, I wasn't even hungry. I was like, oh, I'll have a bite of cobbler just to say I ate it. And I start eating. I'm like, oh my God, the cobbler is so fucking good. I got to keep going. And I just kept shoveling it into my mouth. I couldn't stop. I ate the whole dang thing, right? Speak of the kitty. It's Jasper Kitty. Hello. Hello, Jasper Kitty. Brad says, Free One Up has been doing YouTube shorts after disappearing during Street Fighter V just like you did. Run another first to 10. I would 100% agree to doing a first to 10 with Free One Up if he wants to do it. That's it on him. I'm not going to put any pressure on the guy whatsoever. I haven't spoken to the guy since the Street Fighter 4 days. We're talking, 13 plus years ago. All right? But if he was down for that, I would be down for that. Because I have a good variety of characters I'm using. I could mix it up. I could try Blanca. I could try Zangief. I could try Marisa. I could try, Ryu, Lily, If he wants to do it, I'm down for it. Abso-freaking-lutely. Free One Up was one of the most nice, respectful guys back in the day when YouTube was just becoming prominent and all of us here were trying to kind of get noticed for Street Fighter gameplay. And I think he had laid the challenge out to me, correct? I think he was the one who challenged me to the first to 10. And it was a good set. By the way, now it'll be better because the internet's much better. Like back then, the internet sucked. All the matches were laggy as shit. Now we can actually play without fucking tons of lag. I think that would be really good. Right? So yeah. If you guys want to let him know, I'm down for that. If he's interested. If he's not interested, don't pressure the guy. Alright? Don't bother him. It's not crazy. I don't need to go out of my way to play him or anything. It's not a big deal. But I think it would be a cool throwback. A redo of, 13, 14 years ago. Right? Two games later. There we go. Mr. Puzzle says, what was my favorite part of the event yesterday? There was no favorite part. The entire time that I just got to relax with you guys and have fun, and there was no pressure to get any further in any particular game. There was no real time constraints to anything. We could just enjoy it as long as we wanted. That was very fun. That's what I liked about it, so. The Blimp says, what about doing an ongoing event every Sunday called Summertime Sundays, where it's just kind of like what we did yesterday? Nah, see, the Blimp, here's the thing. Again, Jasper, you're a nut. Say hello. Oh, he's purring. Oh, he's purring. How cute. Here's the thing, the Blimp. As much as I enjoyed yesterday, I gotta make progress in the games I'm playing. People know me as a guy playing video games, doing video game playthroughs. I can't just be doing that kind of thing every week. Already, I take a major stream away for the React stuff. Now you're saying take every Sunday off. I can't. I gotta be making progress in the games I'm playing. This week, I very well might only play Final Fantasy 16 once in the whole freaking week. 3 hours, no, in an RPG. You know what I mean? So yeah, I gotta be making progress, man. I can't be taking that time out every week. Okay. I'm giving him a nice rub down here, and he loves it. Jasper loves it. No, I do not have a dog. Flabo Papa, we already talked about that. And yeah, if you guys liked the fact that I was wearing different kinds of apparel yesterday, it was the nice button down. People said it was a Hawaiian shirt. In reality, it wasn't a Hawaiian style shirt. It was more like I don't know what you call it. Like a cabana shirt or something. I don't even know what you would call that. But if you guys like those kind of like button down shirts and stuff, I could look into getting some more. They're actually very comfortable. If you get one that's a nice fabric, they're quite comfortable. And it has a nice aeration. Like I said, when I was playing Street Fighter 6 yesterday, I wasn't sweating. When I play Street Fighter 6, usually I am sweating. But I didn't sweat at all wearing that shirt. So maybe if I could get like a few shirts like that to alternate, that would be nice. The Blimp just did a super sticker of an anthropomorphic pair dancing and saying cool. Thank you to the Blimp. Canadian Kirk says, yes, it was a refreshing change from your usual gamer shirts. I agree. I wear the gamer shirts every day for 15 years. Maybe it's time to mix it up, right? But again, what I need to do is I need to have an opportunity to go out when I have time with my wife and do a little bit of shopping, which right now I can't. This week, for example, we're not going out. Last week, we had a super busy day out. This week, we're staying home and relaxing together. So this week is a no-go. The week after that, maybe the week after, right? Then I'll look into it, so. Can I fix the schedule command? Did it break? Did the schedule command break? Why would it have broken? Oh, because it's Sunday. Okay, hold on. I didn't update it. Okay, it should be fixed. If you try it now, it should be updated. Any plans for the next game and food stream? No, nothing right now. Like I said, we will have several anniversary style events next month. For now, we are going to do a long form React event about Machinima late July. We have to figure out the exact date. But no, I'm not committing to anything yet. And likely it's not going to be a crazy food. Maybe I'll just order food out that day or something. But it won't be anything where we're doing like tons of food and stuff like that. Can we add the sunglasses as a reward choice? Here's the thing. These are real sunglasses, by the way. These are the sunglasses I wear when I drive and stuff outside. So, I like them. They're pretty comfy for the most part. They're not straight. They're kind of crooked because they got all messed up in my car. Yeah, look at that. They're bent. They're actually bent. I can see they're not even straight. They got all messed up in my car. We had them in, what do you call that? The console storage between the seats. And somehow they got all bent up. They're not even straight. Look at that. They're totally not. They're all fucked up. I'm looking at them like, why are they crooked? Because they're like, they were so bent. Yeah, see, they don't even fit. They don't go straight on my face. Anyway. Yeah, I could totally tell. Like, they're closer on one side than the other. They're crooked. Maybe if I bend it this way, because they're made of metal, maybe I could bend them so that they're even. Maybe I could if I just, like, fuck with it a bit. Anyway. They're nice and comfy, but everything's so much darker when I wear them. Like, seriously, right now I'm wearing them, and the screen looks so dark, and already Final Fantasy 16 is dark. Can you imagine if I put these on today to play Final Fantasy 16, I can't see shit? Like, how am I going to play the game? I have to go like this? So then what's the point of wearing them if I have to put them like this to play the game? Right? If you guys really want them in the rotation, I would consider it. These are nice. They're cheap, though. I don't even remember when I bought them. I bought them several years ago, and they weren't expensive. They're not, like, great glasses. Oh, God. In fact, oh, no. They're actually barely connected. Ha ha! I'm looking right here, and they're barely connected right there. They're actually, like, not glued right. Yeah, the glue must have come off. Yeah, and there's scratch. There's a big scratch right here that I can't get off. Yeah, I should get some better sunglasses, probably. Sweetie Pie did a super chat. Says, we'd be playing Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Remake. Yes. Jade asked, where's the Blanca videos? It's live. It's one video from yesterday, an hour of gameplay, and that is live on the channel. Thank you, Sweetie Pie, for the super chat. Okay. Okay. Will I ever play Luke? I'm probably going to end up playing every character, I would think. I would think I'm going to end up using every character at least once to at least see what they are capable of. The question is, will I go back to them and try to adopt them as a character that I use, right? Okay. I agree. Flabo Pablo says maybe not just sunglasses, but other eyewear. I even said I would like to get other Gunner glasses. Like, these are the ones I'm currently wearing. These are the ones that were donated by the Dutch brothers early this year. Or was it late last year? I think it was late last year, okay? They're nice. I like them. But they have other Gunner glasses you can get that are different styles. And I would maybe like another style. The problem is every time that I find them online, I say, oh, it's a sale. And then I go to the sale, and the sale already ended. And they're like $70, $80 outside of that. I'm like, dude, I'm not spending $80 on a pair of Gunner glasses. That's absolutely ridiculous. So if I could find some on sale or something, maybe I would get it. But that's the problem, is that they're just too expensive. I'm not spending $80 on a pair. So. But certainly if someone was like, oh, I'm interested, maybe I'd like to contribute another pair of glasses for full to wear to the streams, that would definitely be something I would consider. If you want to, contact me about that. Because it was just yesterday, someone was like, can I donate something to your streams? That would be a good suggestion. You email me, we'll talk about it. That would be a good one. All right, are we good? I think we covered a lot today, did we not? It was a good podcast. That was a good one. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for chilling. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Now we get back to 3 days of full-time gameplay, right? Today it's RPG day. We got Final Fantasy, and then tonight we got Zelda. Good progress in each game. Thank you very much to everyone for watching, chilling, supporting as usual. And I hope that you will enjoy these upcoming summer months. They're going to be pretty fun, even though there's not a lot of new... Even though there's not a lot of new releases, we're going to have a good time together. And I want to thank you all for the great marathon yesterday. Thank you for a great podcast today. And I hope you'll stick around for the gameplay as well. Thanks, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, yeah.